All right, welcome back to another week of college wrestling. We're going to wrap up week number 2 or week number 1, however you want to look at it, depending on who your team is, who your squad is. Regardless, tons of stuff happened. Let's get right into it. Let's stop wasting time. Here we go. You guys see the thumbnail and title of this video. We have to talk about Ryan Crookham defeating Vito Arujau at the Journeyman Collegiate Classic. Vito Arujau hasn't lost in a very long time, and Ryan Crookham is a redshirt freshman from Lehigh. He was a big recruit out of high school, 3-time Pennsylvania State champion, Fargo All-American. He only took one loss last year in his redshirt when he lost to Chris Cannon 3-1. He did have 2 medical forfeits, but we're not going to count those. He beat Vito. He beat his own teammate, who's ranked number 6 in the country, Connor McGonigal. So hats off to Ryan Crookham, as he had a great weekend. I highly recommend you guys go watch this match over on Flow Wrestling, because he didn't catch Vito and pin him or anything crazy like that. He beat him fair and square, and he looked good doing it. So go check out that match. Ryan Crookham. You guys are going to want to know the name if you don't know it already, which I'm sure you guys know it already, because the match has a ton of views already on YouTube. So go check it out. Let's get into the next topic. Out of the great state of Iowa at 149 pounds, it was the premier marquee bracket of the Luther Open, because you had Victor Voinovich as the number 1 seed. College wrestling's favorite family, the Ferraris, specifically Anthony Ferrari, faced off against Victor Voinovich in the finals in a very close match, in a match that some people would say is representative of who will be in the starting lineup come March. Either way, Anthony Ferrari won by a score of 2-1. Because it was a close match, who knows if that is going to be used as an official wrestle-off for Iowa. We'll see. I'm sure that there will be another wrestle-off. Anthony joins the team in the second semester. Regardless, it was an important result, so I had to include it in there. Hats off to Anthony Ferrari on having a big weekend. Next up, Joey Blaze defeats Ed Scott in overtime 4-1. This is coming after his little brother knocked off Matt Ramos, who's the number 1 wrestler in the country, and his little brother is a high schooler. I'm sure you guys already know that. Regardless, Joey Blaze is a freshman at Purdue, and defeating Ed Scott, who is an absolute baller and ranked number 5 in the country for North Carolina State. This is an impressive win for Joey Blaze, and he's not going to let his brother get all the shine. So hats off to Joey Blaze on a nice victory. Speaking of Matt Ramos, he was defeated again. This is actually considered his first official loss on the season. He lost to Jacob Camacho, who's ranked number 8. I don't know if this is much of an upset, considering these guys are both good wrestlers, but according to Flow Wrestling, Matt Ramos is ranked number 3 and Jacob Camacho is ranked number 8. So technically, this is an upset. Jacob Camacho gets it done, so congrats to him. Ohio State also had themselves a weekend by defeating Virginia Tech 24-12. Ohio State was a 10-point underdog according to Circa Sports, but that didn't matter because Ohio State brought their A game and they brought their freshman. Unranked Brandon McCrone defeated Eddie Ventresca by major decision 11-3. Isaiah Wilcox had a win over Connor Brady. Ryder Ragazzi had a win over Sam Fisher. Luke Goge had a win over Andy Smith, and Nick Feldman had a clutch performance with a last-second takedown over Hunter Kaka to seal the deal. Virginia Tech had some wins from some of their known suspects, such as Makai Lewis, Bryce Andonian, Caleb Henson, and Sam Latona. This was a marquee matchup from last season, with the rematch this year going to Ohio State. Iowa State took on Davidson over the weekend, and they defeated Davidson 50-0. Nate Carr Jr. in the corner with former Cyclone Marcus Coleman as well. Some notable things to take away: Cody Chittum had his Cyclone debut and he looked good doing it. He got a major decision over a Puerto Rico World Team member. Julian Broderson and MJ Gaitan had some pins. David Carr looked fantastic. Everybody pretty much looked fantastic for the Cyclones. There's not too much to take away from it, other than the fact that according to Christian Piles from Flow Wrestling, Anthony Echemendia is on his way down to 141 pounds. This is setting up a great matchup with the Iowa Hawkeyes, who will be coming to Ames in a couple weeks for the annual Psych Hawk duel. It's going to be fun. Hope you guys get to watch it. I will be there. Another big duel result over the weekend was Navy over Pittsburgh. Specifically, Cole Matthews went down. He is number 8 ranked 141 pounder from Pittsburgh, and he lost to Joshua Coderhaint by a score of 5-3. At 184 pounds, David Key defeated Reese Heller, who is a 13th ranked 184 pounder for Pittsburgh. He pinned him in 2 minutes and 47 seconds. And lastly, at heavyweight, Gady Grice defeated Dayton Pitzer by a score of 4-2. Pitzer is a top 10 heavyweight, so impressive win for Grady, and also just an impressive win for Coach Kolat and company. Hats off to Navy. Also, I want to shout out Bellarmine Wrestling out of Kentucky. They have smashed their attendance record with a total attendance number of 1,965 people in attendance. Let's just call it 2,000. Bellarmine is a new program. Love to see this progress being made. Would like to extend a big congratulations to Coach Ned Shuck and company. I would also like to give a shout out to Little Rock Wrestling. They finished runner-up, only losing to Missouri at the Tiger Style Invite, finishing above Cal Poly, Maryland, Lindenwood, and SIU Edwardsville. So congrats to Little Rock. They are a newer program in college wrestling. We got to go down there a few years ago. They're definitely on the rise. So shout out to Coach Arisman for finishing runner-up at the Missouri Invite. Congratulations, guys. Can't wait to see you guys wrestle the rest of the way. 2 of Little Rock's wrestlers actually took home titles, and their heavyweight Stephen Little. He also had an upset over number 9 Jackson Smith from Maryland. He beat him 7-3. And also Nasir Bailey of Little Rock had an overtime takedown over Zach Seltzer to win Missouri Invite title himself. If you guys like this video, please let me know down below. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys want me to cover. Regardless, which match are you guys most excited to see next week? Drop a comment down below. Click subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.